Hello, I am the Pixel Pup and genuinely not a robot, and this is my breakdown of my Season 1 No Right Stick video. So, 8 months ago, I made a Hitman 3 Marrakesh guide and used a really terrible AI voice. The voice you're hearing right now is also AI generated and it's miles above the previous one. The previous one would pause mid-sentence and ugh, it was just horrible. So naturally, people made comments on it, and so when I wanted to create an intro for this segmented Season 1 run, I decided to make a comedy bit inspired by the trash robot voice. In the video, the reason for my body being taken over by Kai is that Kai became frustrated watching me attempt to complete the horrible None Shall Pass challenge from Hitman 2, which I found out they had taken out of Hitman 3. The challenge involved blending in at all the plinths disguised as the knight. You can't crouch or vault or do anything, and you cannot blend in if you're compromised, so you basically have to kill the entire map. It was an awful challenge and thank God they removed it. Anyway, that's the reference for those who don't get it. Both the Kai and gaming footage I got by streaming to Twitch and just crouching against a wall so the camera doesn't capture 47 in frame, then cropped it if his head poked into frame during the idle animation. The better way of doing it would have been to use the free camera mod, but I'm on Xbox so I can't do that and unfortunately had to settle for this. To get the footage of me being taken over by Kai, I just shot this guard with a karma dart and sat still as he did the horribly long and melodramatic animation. I didn't have a script written when I shot all the footage, but I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do and luckily it had worked out and might even be mildly amusing, who knows. Anyway, so on to the actual runs. Now first, when I climb onto the ladder, the camera automatically turns to face west, then I run into the foyer room to proxy trigger Victor's dramatic entrance. Then I drop the explosive and detonate it here to distract the two wandering guards who roam the balcony. I jump through the window to change the camera to face east and then fire these shots to raise the camera using the pistol recoil to exactly the right height needed to shoot this TV monitor to distract these two dudes from seeing me grab the remote. The remote sends both Dahlia to the balcony and Victor to the porch, I suppose it what you would call it, so it's a super good isolation for both of them. Now, what took a lot of practice in for this run is actually just finding the prompt to exit through the helicopter exit, since the helicopter exit prompt is super small and you can't see where it is because the camera's facing the wrong direction, so the trick I used here was to line 47 up with this planter box right here, then go walk straight towards the camera. Now, Victor's body doesn't get found because everyone's looking up to see the fireworks, but if I took longer to exit than I do here, then his body would have been found. You can actually see here during the exit animation, you can see Victor's body being found, but since it's after I've already left the mission, it doesn't void my SA rank. Now in Sapienza, the first big thing that ripped me was this briefcase not falling down. It isn't consistent if not it'll fall. The next thing I do is shoot this loud gun here to panic the chefs so I can get through. Next, I ring the bell signaling Caruso that it's time for him to go eat and then run into this hallway. Now, this next part is a really cool trick I found, but if you press B to press against the wall, and then during the animation put something in or out of a briefcase, then the animation system Hitman uses doesn't know what to do, so just defaults you to standing. Next, I throw this briefcase over here to this lady who takes it to the guard in the entrance to the mansion, and that guard will take the briefcase and take it to the very same room I later dump Silvio in, so the timing on that is pretty precise. Next, I put this audio distraction and the Bartoli down in this corner, so when Silvio and his guards round it, I can just cleanly kill Silvio because one of his guards reports the audio distraction device and the other reports the gun. Now this guard who almost spots me is the guard putting the briefcase back into the room where his very boss is laying dead in a laundry basket. At around 2:40 is the time which Franny's guard looks away from Franny, giving me the perfect opportunity to strangle her. Fun fact, after killing Franny, getting her keycard is super hard from this camera angle. Challenge you to do it yourself. And of course I need this keycard to get into the underground lab. I use this basket here to change the camera angle to face the direction I need, then stand behind him and wait for him to turn around. I then shoot these 3 shots here to raise the camera angle once again to just the perfect height needed to get this EMP device to land on top of the pod instead of against its side. The EMP when detonated sets off the laptop, which is the kill switch on the virus, so that's how I did Sapienza with no right stick. Now on to Marrakesh. so I use the briefcase trick again to stand up and then go grab an explosive, then drop it there. I go into this container to change the camera angle, and some might think that's to get this briefcase, but it's actually so I can pull the fire alarm, because if you're facing the opposite direction of a fire alarm, then you can't pull it. So I use the explosion to turn around all the guards so I can run in here and pull the fire alarm. It's hard not to get caught running out of here, but luckily RNG was on my side. Then I drop this next explosive to get these guards to run off so I can get through, and then throw this crowbar to get this guard to open the door for me. Turn on the loudspeaker to lure Reza over here, then throw the tank to distract the guards, which causes Reza to turn around and go stare at him from this room even sooner. I use the audio distraction again to lure Reza to the corner, and he comically doesn't see me somehow. Then I go get the key required for the truck exit. Then I could have dropped down here, but instead I just continue walking because I don't want to be spotted by the guard who roams there. Next, I turn this guard around, hesitate because I hadn't gotten this timing on the guards before, and then sit here, waiting for Klaus. A metic syringe goes in this guard's butt, so he turns around to go puke, leaving me to strangle Klaus in peace. And that's Marrakesh done. Next is Bangkok, my favorite pastime. I use a vault over the railing to change the camera angle to face west. Wait here for the camera to turn, then shoot these guys to distract them from the fact that I'm not supposed to be there. Yes, this is still silent assassin, call it Hitman logic. Then I shoot a loud gun to distract all of these people from the fact that I'm also not supposed to be inside here, and then go up the pipe to peekaboo Jordan into coming over to this balcony. Basically he thinks he sees me trespassing, but he's not 100% sure there was a person there, so he goes to check it out. Next, another gunshot to distract everyone, then I have to wait for this camera to turn. Another gunshot, and then into 47's room to go get the emetic mine. Once again, do the briefcase trick but fail it, so have to do it again and then go to Ken. Now since my emetic is in the briefcase, I can just trigger it and everyone around the briefcase gets sick, so Ken and his bodyguard go off to separate places to throw up. Lastly, when exiting there is a camera, and since I cannot see the camera, what I have to do is use my stereo audio to detect when the camera is just barely not capturing me on film. And then it's on to Colorado, which, fun fact, was filmed 8 months ago. Now the first thing I do is weave around this guard, then just barely don't get detected by this camera. When I shoot this distraction, it resets the other guard's rounds, leaving Ezra to be elegantly killed. Then the timing works out for me to be able to just kill Penny in full daylight in a crowded room, lol. Next just have to run through here, which I can do because I've done many Colorado speed runs on speedrun.com. Next I go through here so I can peekaboo Maya and then strangle her, and then do the same for Sean, and that. Now in Hokkaido, I come down here to get my stashed fiber wire and then use the briefcase trick to stand up again. Then I emetic Yuki and both of her guards in one emetic mine in a box, and then follow Yuki to the bathroom to strangle her. Then I shoot this loud gun to get the guards out from the area which holds the right-sided heart, and then throw it away. Now there were probably easier methods of killing him, however the speedrun.com rules state that instead of fiber wiring sodas, you cannot, you instead must throw away the heart or give him a heart attack from recognizing 47. Anyway, here I wait for this guard to start walking left and then run along this walkway, changing the camera angle using the locker so I can get the exit prompt on the helicopter. You can see in the video that I kind of don't look like I know what I'm doing, and that's because I don't. I was just improving it and didn't have the willpower to rerun to get a slightly better time. Anyway, so that's how I did the entirety of Season 1 of Hitman, World of Assassination, no right stick, silent assassin, suit only, no COS, no HUD, no instinct, and all fiber wire kills in just 25 minutes and 49 seconds. Subscribe for Season 2 coming out sometime in the indeterminate future. Ciao.